Kia ora, I'm Erin J. Doyle. Welcome to my channel. This is day 2 of Nano. I am already quite behind my daily schedule. I didn't get a very good night's sleep last night or the night before, possibly the night before that, so when my alarm went off at 6 I was like no. So I haven't done my sort of the walk that I consider to be essential for ensuring a high word count. But it was getting too hot by the time I did get up, it was getting too warm to go for a 10k walk and not be a complete, like, you know, heat exhausted puddle by the time I got back. And also time was just generally getting on in terms of making a start, so instead I will probably go for a walk this evening. I've had breakfast, had a shower, time to make a start. I'm at 12,524 words for the whole project, which means I've written 2,437 words in the last 2 hours, which is, as appears to be being my habit, slightly under the 2,692 word ideal, but it's still fine. How am I going? This again actually is, everything I've written in the last 2 hours was completely unplanned. It's just the still trying to get between the planned problem and the planned resolution, and actually showing that process instead of just saying like there was a problem but then it was solved. But I think I've now got to the point where it's solved and I can get back to my planned scenes in the next writing session, so theoretically that's quite good. Now if I take a I haven't set my timer because I'm going to set it anyway just while I think about this. So I should take a 20-minute break and then write for 2 hours and then have lunch, but it's like 20 to 12, so I'm a little bit concerned that I'm going to get hungry halfway through the next writing period. I'm just going to leave it, you know, that's what snacks are for, so I am going to write for 2 hours. What I also have to remember to do today, which I didn't yesterday, yesterday I didn't think about, you know, taking a nice photo for my thumbnail, so I just used like a random pic I had snapped while I was on my walk in the morning. So like all of my thumbnails for my entire channel are like, you know, selfie headshot type things, some words, and then there's this random thumbnail. I'm like, here's some flowers, because yeah, I had nothing that was like not very obviously a photo taken from a different period or recycled or completely unrelated or anything like that. So I was like, we're just gonna embrace the unrelated. Here is a flower that I saw on my walk. One thing that I'm currently finding a little bit of a stumbling block is that colour is a really important part of the story, and I've got like a little cheat sheet that has what all the colours mean, and I'm finding that the cheat sheet, which I pre-prepared in like April because I knew this would happen, it's not quite as robust enough, and I need colours for additional things, which I should realistically, and if I wasn't doing a 10k day I would just pick a colour and then I'd record it on the cheat sheet, but because I'm just kind of going, a colour, I'll think about it later, there's quite a few come back and fix this now things currently in the document, but there's going to be that anyway because I haven't done really enough research for this. Which I'm finding more and more because I'm like trying to describe like the protocol for going on a spacewalk. I don't know what that is, so yeah, a little bit mixed. Anyway, gonna go get snacks. I ended up deciding to only do a 1 hour writing period because I don't want to have lunch after 2 p.m. Like, I think that's gonna is going to kind of push my meals / resting periods out too much. And also about 40 minutes in, I felt myself lagging quite a bit, and I was thinking like, oh my god, I should just give up now. But I rallied after I went to the bathroom. Maybe I was just uncomfortable. So I ended up, in the hour, I wrote 1,441 words, so my new total is 13,935. So even though I only wrote for an hour, I did exceed my hourly target word count, which is 1,346. So I've gone just slightly over. So even though I'm taking a break an hour early, I think I'm still on track, and I think it will be better for my next, afternoon writing if I have my lunch break now. Also, my back is aching a little bit. I did hurt my back, or my back decided to hurt itself, I don't know, a few days ago, so I'm assuming that basically I've just been in the chair a bit long, and perhaps because I didn't do my 10k walk this morning, I'm just a little bit uncomfortable, like maybe I'm just, I don't know, feeling a bit stiff or something. So in my 20-minute break before this hour, I did do some extremely half-assed, like 2 poses type yoga. So I'm wondering if I should actually have a proper stretch, maybe go for a walk, and that might help my general discomfort situation a little bit. So I'm gonna go do that. Apart from feeling a little bit physically uncomfortable, I am mentally feeling quite good. So I'm thinking maybe I just need to, take my lunch break in the middle of the day instead of postponing it into the afternoon. Random fun fact, yesterday, for some reason, I was listening to music on YouTube and it just kept giving me techno, which when I say some reason is obviously a consequence of something I've searched in the past. And I thought it was weird, but it was cool. Today it's giving me songs I have never heard of, I have no idea what they are, and most of them are just kind of fine. They've got, aww, it's my mum's dog's birthday apparently. It is just on 4:30 and I've completed my 3rd writing period. This time it was 2 hours. And I wrote 2,560 words, bringing my total to 16,495 words. So I still have 3,505 words to go to hit my 10,000 word aim for the day. But again, my weird starting time is screwing with me. So if I take a break now, I won't start my next writing period until just before 5, which means I won't finish until just after 7, which is okay. But I really want to go for a walk. Like, I'm really feeling that. Well, that's gone. What's the point? My point is, if I take a 20-minute break and then 2 hour writing period, then I'll have finished just in time for sort of dinner at the right time, but I won't have enough time to go for a walk before it gets dark. Not if I want to do a 10k walk. It is a little bit warmer than I would like to go for a walk, like we're probably only just outside of the key burn time. Hang on, I can actually double check that. It is 22 degrees Celsius, obviously. Yeah, sunset is 7:53. So if I don't finish my writing period until 7, then that means I would have time to do 10k. No, I wouldn't. Because I walk, so I'd only have time to about 5 before it got dark. 67% humidity, yes, I believe it. UV index is currently still at 2. So if I go for a walk, I'm going to have to hat and sunscreen the situation. But I do think that going for a walk might kind of, I don't know, balance out my energy a little bit, because I'm finding it a little bit hard to focus, even though the writing is super easy, like I'm still really enjoying it. I'm not kind of sitting here going, oh, about my word counts or anything. But yeah, I feel like I'm just, you know, haven't done the thing that I need to do. So I got rained on. It's now just coming up 7:30 and I've got, what, 3,000 and something words to write. So I'm at 16,495. That's definitely time enough to hit 10k and still get to bed at a reasonable hour, but not if I want to edit the video. Vlogging getting in way. Tricky. Like, I'm so close to the 10k, I'm like, I want to hit it, but I don't want to be going to bed at midnight again, given that I think what today has demonstrated is that I need to get up early in the morning, not be sort of just getting around to writing at 9:30. I'm also up to chapter 10, which, given I've got 26 chapters planned, I think really underlines that at the moment I'm really underwriting, which I think makes sense because the first 10 chapters focus really strongly on technology that is not my field of expertise, and so basically I'm writing stuff and I'm like, and then I'll have to look up this, and then I'll have to look up how that looks, and yeah. So because I have to do research to bulk out the description and that kind of thing, it's automatically severely underwritten. It's possible that I'll get to the end of the first draft and the whole thing will be really underwritten, but I think that's okay. I mean, you know, that's what second drafts are for. And I think I want to fill in the Excel spreadsheet, which I showed in an earlier video, which will help me keep track of what I've introduced where, and I think that'll help me figure out the chapter separations a little bit, because I feel like chapter 9 is huge, like to the point where with the additional details it's probably requiring, it probably could be 2 chapters. Also just kind of a bit like I could use a nap, but again I think this is not because I've been trying to write all day, I think it's because I just didn't get enough sleep last night. So yeah, what to do, which thing to prioritize, word count. Alright, it is 8:43 and I'm calling it for the day. I have written 7,807 words, so obviously not on target there. So my total is 7,965. So yeah, not on target, but I'm pretty pleased with that nonetheless. It seems pretty good for day 2 of Nano. Look at the camera, Erin, that's where you have to talk. So, yes, not on schedule, have fallen behind, not surprised because I'm a writing period short for the day. Like I've done 4, but 2 of them are only 1 hour long, so I've actually only written for 6 hours at 7,878 words. So, you know, I'm okay with that. And I'm kind of hoping that if I go to bed on time this time, get up early tomorrow as I'm supposed to, perhaps tomorrow's word count will hit the 10k. But yeah, I'm not going to kill myself over this because it's just a fun experiment, you know, not actual torture. That's the plan. So I think the other thing that is slowing me down a little bit is that I'm currently working on a section which I think I've already said is really strongly orientating around stuff that I just don't really know. Like, this is the most sci-fi part of the story and my area is biology, and this is not strictly biology, and there's sort of political hoo-ha and yeah, like I just don't know how it would actually be, so I'm kind of having to figure it out as I go. and yeah, it was a little bit underplanned, I think, because of that, so my notes on what to write are very vague. I also think, as with chapter 10, chapter 11 possibly needs to be split into 2 chapters. Originally chapter 10 was from one character's perspective, and I've realised that that perspective character can't really tell the story in as much detail as is required, talking hard. So I thought initially, I was like, oh, I'll just tell it in the other character's perspective and just have a short chapter and then a longer one explaining what the other character couldn't explain clearly. But then I realised that actually the other perspective character isn't present when it happens. So without creating a third perspective character, I need to change what I had planned for that chapter, because it actually doesn't work being told from M's perspective, because M doesn't have the ability to describe what happens. Like it just can't work. Which I probably should have figured out while I was planning this, but never mind. This feels like a big thing that needs to be fixed because it spans a couple of different chapters and perspective shifts and research and probably other things that I can't remember right now. So I think what I want to do is just kind of go, and this is possibly what I did during the planning phase, is just kind of go, this is the general gist of it, and then write forward just kind of assuming that it's happened, and then later when I've kind of settled on a few of the other details, done a bit more research, then I, kind of at the end of the draft, I'll come back and rework these chapters and tidy them up and figure out whose perspective they should be from and those kinds of things. Right, so that's all I can be bothered doing today. So if you liked this video, do give it a like. If you want to see what I get up to tomorrow, click notifications, and I'll see you then. Bye!